This season of the Good Up podcast is sponsored by Empath Psychological Services. Good Up is our space to talk about those experiences in life we didn't know we all had in common. We're the after work happy hour conversation with your best friend.
You good up vibe, like, hello.
The place where you bring up the hard parts of life, the ones that made you laugh, and the things that made you who you are. Because who said becoming good up wasn't a little bit uncomfortable? Stay tuned for more information about this week's episode.
Here at the Good Up Pod, we're all about shedding light on life experiences that have contributed to who we are and learning to navigate them to find a feeling that's, well, good up.
For some of us, that journey includes therapy. Empath Psychological Services operates with the belief that life's challenges are not all of who we are.
They aim to create a non-judgmental environment to help their clients harness their own power and to find their path to mental well-being. Good Up and Empath Psychological Services share a passion for helping others navigate their own healing their way.
If you're interested in teletherapy services in the U.S. Virgin Islands or the state of Texas, check out the link in the description box for more information on how you can book a session with Empath Psychological Services. Hey, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Good Up motherfucking podcast, also known as the House of Buena Diva, also known as Beyonce's #1 motherfucking podcast. I don't care if she said it, bitch, I said it. It's time. It's the last episode of the season, bitches. Are you ready? I'm ready. Deidre, are you ready?
You know I'm ready.
And when I said bitches, me talking to Deidre, I'm talking to yo. I ain't talking to Deidre. I don't call her bitches every week. So this is the last week.
And personally, that's gonna have to remain a Jeaiza thing. I always ask, why they gotta be bitches though?
As they know. What are they gonna do?
Why they gotta be bitches?
Not listen?
I don't know.
I don't see the issue with them being bitches because Beyonce referred to us all as bitches when she said bad bitches to the left, money bitches to the right.
A bitch don't have to be a derogatory term. I are just bitches. I don't know what else to say. It's been 4 years. If you had a problem, you should have told me 4 years ago. Anyway,
wait,
welcome.
I don't think you've been calling them bitches the whole time. This feels like a new development.
Season
this
one,
feels like a new
season one. Season
no,
one.
you used to say, "Hi, beautiful people, welcome back to the podcast,"
and
that's
they still used to get dragged in the same episodes. Listen, okay. I know myself. They were getting dragged from season one.
Okay.
Whoever don't believe me, go back. Listen. Anyway, welcome. So excited. Diamond is back. Second time this season because she's the unofficial thought host of the Good Up podcast. Deidre is here. Yeah. Faces are beat. I couldn't beat my face, but I cute regardless. Cause my skincare been popping lately, so we good. We good. Hello. For the Patreon now.
Exactly. That's what matters.
We listen, y'all. We promised that when we both attended the Renaissance World Tour that we would come back and give Ayo an episode to recap our experiences, which is why I gained straight into the episode topic because we need the time. Okay.
We're gonna be here for a while.
We need the time. Okay. So Deidre attended the Renaissance World Tour on July 29th, which was the anniversary of Renaissance. Diamond and I just attended the World Tour here in Phoenix, not here. I don't actually live there, but in Phoenix/Glendale at State Farm Stadium. I'm going to drag them a little bit later. Now is not the time.
Don't do State Farm because the whole time I was there, I was like, they really do be like a good neighbor because, right now I'm going through a State Farm claim. So don't do State Farm.
I'm going to drag the stadium in a little bit and you're going to agree with me when I drag them. But
yes, ma'am.
Why? Okay, time out. Why everybody trying to prevent me from dragging bitches today? It's the Beyonce episode. I get to act the fuck up.
I mean, positive vibes, It's
gonna be positive, but we dragging bitches. I don't listen. Anyway, it's like I don't want me to be myself. What is going on? What the fuck is going on here? Anyway.
Oh God, man, no.
State Farm is just my girl right now.
They're coming true for you, eh?
They could be your girl. Like, I'm going to pick up my next rental tomorrow.
They could be your girl. They sponsor the stadium, good for them. But whoever was up for that sound in that stadium, they're seeing me. Okay.
I wanted to ask, quick question. Do you guys think that the heat is a factor in the sound going out? Because I found myself wondering. No? Okay.
Because inside the stadium wasn't hot.
Okay, because I was like, the only time there was ever an issue with the Beyonce show was, I think, the year she did Super Bowl, and I know the lights cut out at the end of it, and I think it was a temperature issue then. So I was like, I wonder, but obviously that's not true, so never mind. LOL, just kidding.
mean, I don't know what it was, but I don't know what it was, but I don't think it was like Phoenix Heat type shit. Like, if we're gonna talk about it at length, but like it was loud.
Okay.
It was loud as shit in there, to the point where like shit has sound distorted sometimes. Like it was loud.
Yeah,
really,
it's true.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
they probably, their sound check probably.
You could barely hear her vocals at
Really?
point. Yeah, and it's so funny because from the time she opened, she's singing and she's like motioning, like
you could tell
like,
that it was an issue.
don't do me, girl. Like she was tapping her ear a
wow.
lot. Like, bitch, do y'all hear what I'm hearing? So yeah.
So to warm us up, we gonna ease into this because there's a lot of ground to cover with our concert this fucking historical and monumental. So obviously Renaissance released a year ago. She started touring back in May, and as soon as she started touring, Hive was dropping footage, costumes, outfits, clips, TikToks, you fucking name it. If you were trying to avoid seeing anything from this concert, it was damn near impossible to not get any kind of spoilers. So for everybody, did you watch any of the spoilers in between when the tour started and when you got to see it, and did that alter the experience for you in any way?
So it's funny, in the beginning I planned on not watching spoilers, and then I want to say by the time she was on like the second or third night, I found myself saying, Deidre, Beyonce never keeps the show the same. What's the point in skipping spoilers? What you see for these shows are not going to be what you see at your show. So I started watching spoilers, and honestly, the spoilers didn't change shit. Because listen, no matter how many spoilers you watch, the show still feels like a novelty experience. Like watching the show, it was like, what spoilers? Like the damn videos that I saw on TikTok didn't even exist once you see the show in person. So for those who have yet to see, well, I feel like by the time this dropped, the show gonna be pretty much done, right?
Yeah, okay. October 1st is the last show.
So basically, if you have not seen Beyonce yet and you've been avoiding spoilers, girl, just go watch the spoilers, because the show it's not even gonna feel like it's been spoiled, to be honest. And the spoilers will prevent you from being the dumb bitch who continues singing during Energy when she says everybody on mute. But carry on. That's my answer to the question.
I mean, I all I could say is same. And that was my sentiment from jump. My only rule was I'm not watching the entire show, because it was somebody would post the whole show. I was like, I'm not watching the entire show until I go see it, and then I'll get into the vibes.
Has somebody posted it yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to watch it now.
It's been there since May. Yeah, so that was my only rule of thumb. Like I didn't want to see the full show. There were a couple of times it popped up on my YouTube algorithm, and I was like, not interested. Like I literally held it on and said, not interested. So I had to kind of train my YouTube algorithm to know, like, you don't do me, bitch. The shorts, yes. The full show, get your mother's gone.
Period.
Yeah,
but, I have no regrets. I have no regrets.
I wasn't going to watch a full show at all. And I was trying, like, I was like, I'm not trying to see this. I'm going to scroll past all these TikToks. I'm not going to do it. What got me was the costumes. Once I saw that she was going to be eating this fucking fashion up, it was like every show I had to see what she fucking wearing, especially for America Has a Problem / Pure, like that B costume, how she would change it or cuff it. Like once she started really coming with the fashions, I was like, oh, I'm here, girl. I'm here. And it was phenomenal. And like Deidre said, those clips that you're seeing on social media, what people are posting tend to be like, it's almost like they're trying to follow a trend. Like people keep posting cuff it into
the same stuff,
the same clips. They keep posting America Has a Problem. So when you get to the show is 3 hours long. It's a fucking massive production. Like it's 3 hours long. So you seeing 30-second clips of a 3 hour long show, like there's no fucking way, unless you sit down and watch the entire show, for you to spoil it for yourself, because she's gonna blow your mind.
She's gonna blow your mind. And it's funny, there were points in the show where I found myself saying, people posting the clips that they're posting don't even compare to some of the shit that's going on in this show. Like there were points in the show where things would happen and I'm like, I can't believe this hasn't made it to TikTok. Now I'm an in the moment kind of girl, so I'm terrible at like recording footage and things like that. So even by the time I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing, this is something I would like to record, the moment's already gone. I don't even know where my phone is at. Like, I don't, you know, but it's like, this is the kind of shit that y'all should be posting on TikTok. Y'all posting these basic little things, like, but you know, it was a good ass show. Like,
yeah,
it was good.
Yeah. So Deidre, this next question is specifically for you, because I think you're the only one of the three of us who has been to a Beyonce concert before this one. So how was this experience, this concert experience overall, compared to previous Beyonce concerts that you've been to?
So this is only my second Beyonce show. They were both great. I'm just as wowed at the one, because the last time I saw her, she was on tour with her husband. So the last tour was just as good. It was just as the show was just as impressive. Obviously there was not like Renee on the stage, right? But they still had elements of the show that was so artsy and beautiful. I'm also a Jay-Z fan, so it was just a good show. Like, being able to enjoy both Jay-Z and Beyonce, there were things that really impressed me and wowed me. It was at the same stadium. Shout out to MetLife. It's a very good concert venue. So I loved the experience. The main difference between my experience for this show and my experience for that show is that show I was just Gen Pop, like up in the bleachers. Baby, this time baby girl was on the floor. And what I do know after going on the floor is anytime I go to a concert, I'm not going in the bleachers. So that's the only difference in the concert experience, was the actual like venue, because both shows were fucking amazing. Like, Beyonce is just a visionary in so many ways. Like I feel like the amount of effort they put into like the footage, you know, those in between shots that play on the screen, and it's like a whole production at the stadium and out of the stadium. Like, they're making movies to play during this show. That's the kind of shit that her and Jay-Z did for the last show, and that's the kind of shit she did for this show.
Yeah, I mean, my first major concert was all the this year, which was Lizzo, and so that's really the only comparison I have to give to this show. And Lizzo, don't get me wrong, despite all the shit that's happening right now, she's an amazing fucking performer. Okay, that was an amazing show. I leave there with no voice. I got my entire life. Okay, so I was like, okay, that's what I have to compare it to. And Lizzo, you cute girl, but even she would say like she gets shit out. Like, it was a completely different level of performance. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna talk about it more, but just we'll get into it. Diamond, we're gonna start with you. Initial reaction to the show. I was there, so I saw your initial reaction. We could talk about it.
I mean, I was gagged the entire time. From beginning to end, I was gagged. You ever been like having so much fun, you wonder if you're having too much fun for the people around you?
Aww.
Including y'all three that was there with me. I was like, girl, am I doing too much? Like, from the time the lights went down, Beyonce entered the stage, up until Renee, she floated and landed on the thing.
Like SpongeBob.
I was elated the entire time. It was so magnificent. I was, from a creative perspective, I was gagged. Just being a fan of Beyonce, loving this album, loving all of her music, really loving that she still incorporated songs from Black is King, all of that. But then just also having experience being a part of creating visual productions. I was also, my mind was going to like, damn, I wonder what it was like on set when they were filming this and all of that. I was the entire time. Like, I am literally, y'all know that song on TikTok where it's like, I gotta find a way to come up with this money by tomorrow. That's how I feel, because I need to find money to go see another Beyonce
We
show.
hadn't even left the stadium. I thought Diamond was like, I need to figure out how much tickets for these are.
I was like, I need to go to another show. Like, there's no way. Like, I need to go to another show.
And let me just say, it wasn't
impressed.
even when the lights went down, Diamond, because from the time we got there that weekend, you was on fucking 10. Like, you would have hyped, pausing out the whole group. We get in the car, Diamond were quizzing bitches on the lyrics. Like, Diamond were ready to go from the time we leave the house.
I was so gagged.
I have to ask this one question, because you said you found yourself wondering if you was doing too much, right? Were you performing with Beyonce? Like, were you... Okay, because that was me. When I tell you, I was in my section singing along to, and you know what? Because we have like her live albums as well, and we've seen like other Beyonce performances, like on like the Beyonce Experience and these little DVD sets. I know what to expect at a Beyonce show. We already know what the runs are gonna be, honey. When I tell you, and my niece was singing along crazy too. The section I was in was fucking lit. But when I tell you, I realized that I was literally singing along like I was also Beyonce. Like
I was definitely her understudy.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Me and Diamond
understood. I said, if anything happens to Beyonce in this very moment, I can continue this show.
I can be like,
I got it.
I got y'all.
Ain't gonna sound as good. Ain't gonna sound as good.
Yeah, no. But you're gonna still get a show.
Choreography, but the vibe's gonna still be there.
Yeah.
The vibe's going.
Listen,
yo, can I tell y'all though? This is so random, right? But y'all know that maybe around like spring, I kept very clearly saying I'm training for Beyonce. When I would be at the gym, every time I up my weights, every time I run a little harder on the treadmill, I always say I'm training for Beyonce. Y'all, my endurance.
Listen, I don't like, I try not to figure out how to describe this initial reaction. All I know is I was like, obviously hype. We leave the house. I'm excited. The outfit, but it kind of starts with the outfit, right? You've been planning this fucking outfit for months. Okay. Everybody was joking about how, you gonna lay it out like the first day of school. Bitches was laying it out like the first day of school. Okay. Yep. We were all in the house. It was like fucking prom. Everybody was in the one little corner getting ready, and then we would come and see each other over. I'd be like, oh, God, we were taking pictures. If you haven't gone to a concert yet, when people say take your pictures before you get to the concert, take your pictures before you get to the concert. Because when you get here, you never know what's gonna happen. In my case, my outfit fall apart. So, but pictures we're taking, all of that shit. When we reach in there, I kept trying to tell myself, like, you about to see Beyonce, like, be present, right? Because I have this thing where sometimes I don't fully be present in the moment because I don't get so overwhelmed with like everything that's going on. And I was like, this might be the only time. Like, be present, you about to see Beyonce. When them lights went down and that stadium started screaming, I was like, okay, bitch, just breathe. Like, I had started to get like, I guess it was anxiety. I don't know. I had started to get so overwhelmed. And you could ask Diamond, for somebody who are loud up, talking shit, hype the whole time, the minute them little clouds come up, Jeaiza was done, quiet, right? Diamond look over like this, sobbing, okay, bawling down the place. The whole time she performed Dangerously in Love, I was full of water.
No, you know it's funny. I don't know if maybe because I was crying during Dangerously in Love too, and I couldn't tell if it was because I was just genuinely so happy to be there or because of the way she sings. Because you know there's certain volumes that trigger crying. I don't know if that's why I was crying or if I was crying because I was happy to be there. I genuinely don't know. I didn't feel super emotional about the song, but I couldn't stop crying during that song.
For me, it wasn't necessarily but a part of it was the song. For me, I had imagined this tour, right? And I was talking to the girls about this afterwards too. Like, when I pictured the tour, I pictured her coming out maybe to the intro of Alien Superstar, setting the place off. Like, nobody could have foreseen that she would have chosen Dangerously in Love as her concert opener, right? She usually goes with like an up-tempo, big, like, think Coachella, right? And the live
because in the past she used to always do Crazy in Love to open her shows.
And the live album that I always listen to for her is Coachella, and that was how I was kind of setting a tone for what to expect, right? So obviously I've seen spoilers. I knew she was going to do Dangerously in Love, but something about her performing this song that I've quite literally listened to since I was 10 years old and sang to, and like, this is your little, oh, boy, break my heart in junior high school, like, I'm cry for you, like, something about that being the song, and I'm 30 years old finally seeing this artist. Everything just come out in that moment.
I think she chose that song to serenade her fans. Like, I feel like
she did. She did.
Dangerously in Love with us.
And that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like.
And maybe that's why we all reacted that way. But also, it was something, she looked like an angel. I think another thing is, because that's the thing. The one thing that remains true, no matter, and obviously I've only seen her twice, but I think no matter how many times you see Beyonce, you're still going to be like, oh my God, she's human. Like, this person is real and standing in front of me, right? So I feel like that's the thing. But also, she just looked so angelic. And what she's always got on like something gorgeous, some sort of classy gown or something singing it. At my concert, she had on that black and white number, and that was a new dress. That was a new dress on the tour. So we all were excited to see this new look. The black and white was just so timeless and gorgeous, and she looked so pretty. And it's like, this fucking bitch could sing her ass off. The music is fire.
The mic was on.
The mic was
fucking on.
And it's the way she looks around, like in awe every time. Like she's in awe that all these people are here for her. And you could see the emotion, and like it felt like personal. Like she appreciates me being here. She appreciates the money I spent. And I could see it in her face in this moment. Like, I'm watching this woman be grateful for our presence.
I think that's the thing, because a lot of people don't know how humble Beyonce is, and you can see how humble she is when she performs. And that's the other thing, because you could see from any angle of the stadium that is full. Because where I sat the last time, I could tell it was full, right? But when you see it from the bottom, when you're looking up into that stadium and you see the amount of people, it hits different. So for her to be able to see that every night, it's very humbling. And I'm sure she'll probably be crying every night at the end of that show. Like, Beyonce seemed like, remember when she was crying because she was sending the African dudes back home who choreographed Girls? I feel like every night after the tour, she'll cry a little bit because
I wouldn't be surprised.
That many people are there, and they're there to see her.
I think the only thing I will say about and this is part of the initial reaction conversation, I felt like the vibe was kind of all over the place for Phoenix. Like, there were some people there who you knew were just genuinely fucking happy to be there. They were hyping people up as soon as you walk in. It was even a girl who we ended up on her TikTok. And she was like recording outfits and shit. But in the crowd itself, I did feel throughout the concert that like some people were like ready to go there with us and get hype on all of that shit. And then there were some people who kept kind of being like, okay, girl, I guess. And I was just like, you pay all this money to come to a Beyonce concert to act, it's like in front of me, because Daima was behind me, my sister would be like, I was like on the end of our little group, and the lady that was next to me and the lady, like, they seemed like bothered by the fact that I was like as hype as I was. And I was just like, okay, dog, like, what do you want me to do?
That's so weird.
But I obviously didn't let her get to me, because I'm like, girl, fuck you. Like, I gonna have a time. Like,
and that's how it should be. That's literally how it should be, because you paid to be here and so did I. Yeah. And I'm gonna have a good time every time.
I get it. Like, if I was screaming, like, I was trying not to like scream in her ear or like hit her with my phone. Like, I was trying to be aware, but it wasn't on some like, oh, you all upon me type shit. It was on some like, you doing a lot type shit. It was weird. But I don't know if it was Phoenix. I don't know if it's just the section we was in. I don't know. I just, compared to what the vibe was like in the crowd when I went to the Lizzo concert, I guess that was kind of what I was expecting. And it just, everybody more on the same level of like, hell yeah, we going off. At least in my opinion. Diamond, I don't know if you feel different, but
I'm one of those people that's like, I hate how the term self-centered is very, like, has a negative connotation. I'm a very self-centered person. I literally did not give a damn about, or I wasn't even aware that there were people around us who were not at a 10. And that's just what it was. Like, it wasn't until we were having that conversation in the car that like, y'all were like, yo, what was the deal with the vibe in the section? I'm like, what vibe in the section? Like,
also, you were lit. So you were lit.
I was like, I didn't care about anything that was not happening in my aura. I genuinely did not care about. Yeah. Because for me, when I say I was so happy to be there, I was also so grateful to be there.
I think maybe because I was in front of you and my sister was behind you, it was maybe easier to like not notice if the person in front of you, like,
we were in the same row, right? But you got to keep in mind there were people in front of us and then behind of us, right?
But even then they were in a separate,
yeah, because I'm doing 360s at all times, so I can see that these people, but I wasn't studying that. I'm looking around like, who's singing along with me? Nobody's singing along with, bitch. I'm singing myself. It's Beyonce, bitch.
Well, ain't even that we're looking for them to sing along. It's that so why specifically talking about is that like I dancing and I screaming, but every comment that I make, like, you know, I was like, yes, nice, when Blue Ivy come out, like losing my shit. This lady was literally turning around and watching me like, you're doing too much type shit. Like, she literally was looking at me. And I was like, girl,
wild.
I said, no, you could stand there, girl. I've been waiting my whole life for this. Like, you could fucking stand there.
To me, that's very weird. And I don't think anybody should be going outside at a fucking concert. Like,
it was
first of all, This is not the movies. Like, we did not come here to be quiet. Like,
I did not come here to act wholesome. Like,
and civilized. Like, what? My section, even though there were a couple people who didn't know every song, they was still the fuck lit. My section, girl, we was all Beyonce. Let me tell you, me and the whole section I was in, we were all Beyonce and the dancers and the fucking band. We were having a time. There was a point where the people in front of me were turning around and we were serenading each other. There was points where that's the kind of vibe that was going on where I was at. There was this lady who was there. She came by her lonesome. She was in our section. Okay. Mama was drunk. She lost her fan. She had a time. We all had a time. There was some aunties behind me. And I was like, oh, I want to be like them when I grow up. There was all clearly Beyonce's age or older. Okay. You could tell they all got some sickening job because they was talking something about their job. I don't know fucking shit about what they were talking about, but they know what they do at their job.
Yeah. We adopted a girl in our section.
Yeah, they were living their best life. And what I love, one of my favorite outfits at the show, and when I say outfit, I mean just aesthetic, right? Because one thing everybody knew, everybody understood the assignment, and it was to come shiny, right? Even my favorite aesthetic, you're gonna be surprised, was the women of a certain age who just grabbed a sparkly blouse and just like Kamala Harris, like,
because you know they all own at least one sparkly blouse that they never get to wear.
New Year's Eve outfit that it didn't go with.
Yeah, it's like half of their New Year's Eve outfit, and they're like, oh, I could just wear this for Beyonce.
Diamond, that's the name of it. It was grown women of a certain age who clearly take care of themselves, probably a divorcee or probably somebody who almost got married but then realized like, nah, this is not the person for me, and is happily single in her 40s with half of her New Year's Eve outfit on. Those were just the most satisfying outfits to watch, because it's like they still understood the assignment. They might not be in their motherfucking living room hot gluing glitter to nothing, but what they are going to do is put on something sparkly. They understood the assignment. It was so fun. I don't know if Oprah was at my show or the night after, but she was at my city. I was like, holy shit.
Oprah, half of a New Year's outfit.
Yeah. It was just so fun.
Some slacks.
But my section was fire. Like, my section was lit. And even the aunties that I was talking about, they were behind me. They were trying to take a selfie at the end of the night. I was like, I could take a picture, y'all. They were like, oh, they were just so cute. They clearly went to an HBCU. Like they were just so cute and like classy and had their shit together. At least one of them was like probably married with like teenage or adult children, but they were just so cute and they were having such a good time. And you could tell they were aunties because them songs from like back when we were too young to like them as much, them songs that was probably popping when they were in college, like Check on It. Oh, they was turning up for Check on It. I said, ooh.
Let's talk about how Beyonce been singing about whole shit. Like,
and people acting like it started in self-titled. Beyonce been singing her thought, and you know, so you could tell that them ladies, baby, they about the same age as Beyonce or a little bit older, but you could tell Check on It was a song they used to play when they was finna snatch somebody up and throw that thing at them. Okay, but it was good. My section was fun.
All right, so this is gonna be it's gonna be the same thing as when we asked this question during the album episode, but I made it plural. What were some of your favorite parts / highlights in this entire 3-hour long experience? You can name multiple.
I could go first.
Yeah, you go first. There was a few things, so I'm trying to compile them into one answer.
Obviously, Blue Ivy. We all know that. Blue Ivy was a highlight. My favorite part, up to now, I said it in the house in Phoenix, was Amari jumping on that stage with all of her weight. Well, they said body. Like, I live for that. I love the fact that Beyonce has a plus size woman dancing back up with her, and that this woman is like, I'm sorry, Hannah, hail up, but like, to me, Amari is like,
Amari is the moment.
Amari is the moment. Like, you remember how everybody was team, like Ashley was the moment? For me, Amari is the moment. Like, she dances down. Okay. I love when she comes out. It's almost like she escorts Blue Ivy on the stage. She's almost like a protector for her.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. She's there to just protect Blue Ivy, and she's her chaperone. So that's one of my favorite parts of the show. I don't know. I really, for me, that's like the main thing that stands out. Everything else is like, it's like expected. It's Beyonce. She's the baddest to ever do it. So everything else I obviously love, but that's the thing for me that I'm just like, okay, Beyonce, period. Like, okay. So yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Nice.
So shit, I love the whole show, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole show.
Yeah, that just goes without saying. One of the things that I love most about the show is like the part that's like a miniature ballroom kind of vibe. But I actually love that Beyonce is not a part of that. I love that it's only like the dancers, and specifically the dancers that we are safe to assume are queer. I feel like there's a lot of dancers who, unfortunately, I don't know their names, but there's a lot of dancers who are obviously dancers of color who are not, at least to me on TikTok, not getting the kind of visibility that Honey Balenciaga is getting. Honey Balenciaga is very talented, let's be clear. But there are dancers on that stage that are far more talented than Honey Balenciaga, and they're not getting the kind of hype on TikTok as Honey is getting. And it's crazy to me. I don't know their names, but there's one who has on like a low haircut, and like it's clearly like the ballerina looking outfit. And
Darius.
Darius, thank you. So
I think Honey's only getting that amount of attention because she already came with an audience. Because remember, she was on Legendary.
Right.
So I think that's why Honey.
You think it's just coming with that?
I honestly think it's just because of that. Because make no mistake, on Legendary, Honey was a star, right?
Okay.
Honey's House didn't win Legendary. Honestly, on Legendary, I didn't like Honey. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like her attitude. Like, she was very cocky. She was very, she was a brat, you know, but the bitch is talented. So the bitch is talented. That's a talented ass little motherfucker.
No, the way she be coming down them stairs in them,
but I think it's only because of her,
because of the influence from the show. That makes sense because and again, a lot of people finally started to show Darius the kind of attention that they deserved. When Darius ended up getting that little solo while Honey was out because, you know, Honey had messed up their ankle. So once that happened, then people started to properly, like, you know, shed light on Darius and all the damn talent that they bring to the show. But first of all, everybody on that stage is so talented. We were all so enamored with the fucking Tempest, who's fully pregnant and gonna have that baby any day now if she ain't already had it. So there's that. There's obviously those dancers that I was so like hype about. Obviously I always really enjoy the footage, like the pre-recorded footage that Beyonce makes for like those in-between shots. Believe it, y'all gonna laugh at me because I'm basically a toddler. Everything was just so shiny. Like, like, if y'all think everything is sparkly on them video clips, in real life it is so sparkly. Like, and I don't know, maybe it's something about my brain, but I just love sparkly things. Like, every time I just want to touch sparkly things. So I was so enamored with how sparkly she was. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like it's just so damn sparkly. So those are the things that, like, I could think of off the top of my head that was just like my favorite aspects and elements of the show. Obviously, and this is something that I know I expect from Beyonce, is like her playfulness. Beyonce has a stage presence that's unmatched. She's so playful with her audience. It's like she's always been that playful, but she's doing it even more now. Like,
I just love how much fun she is having on this tour in general. I've said it before. I said it even before I saw the show. Just all the clips, she just looked like she having so much fun. And it takes me back to when the girls were upset when she first performed in Sweden and kind of nervous about the fact that she wasn't doing as much choreography, which at the time she was still recovering from whatever injury she had. And it seems like now she's much more comfortable on stage. You could tell like the choreography has gotten more intense. But everybody was just like, oh, this ain't the same. Like, they were expecting this very like Coachella-esque type Formation World Tour choreography, and I'm like, y'all, she's in her 40s. This whole album is about her being comfortable in her skin and having hella fucking fun and wanting the rest of us to do the same. Like, just be in the moment, dance your ass off and have fun. And you could tell that she's been doing that. So I mean, overall, like, that's the element of the show that I really enjoyed, is that like we had fun. Like, I was just like basking in all of it. I will say, like, highlights wise though, the opening of the show was phenomenal. Like I said earlier, it was unexpected, but it was perfect for this type of show. Same, Amari could step on me. I hope she listened to this episode. You could step on me if you want to. That's my bitch. Blue Ivy, also one of my favorite parts of the show, mostly because her coming out took the energy in that stadium from 10 to
a whole other
25.
level.
Like,
Yeah.
for a little girl who is 11 years old to have that level of presence at 11 and ain't even just on some, oh, Beyonce ain't not see her baby. Blue knows she is the shit. Blue knows she is the shit. In one, Deidre, Blue had a long ponytail, right? In one part, she do her little kiss, whatever, but in one part, Blue teched the top of her ponytail and she literally did. And we were like,
no.
Bitch! Like we were losing our
Blue Ivy
mind.
literally knows that she is that girl. It is fascinating to watch.
And watching
she knows
her growth,
that she's that girl. Oh my God. Between the first show and now.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I think then that's the other. Oh, I'm sorry.
The voguing part of the show too. Like I really enjoy how, because there wasn't a lot of people featuring that ballroom scene where her dancers do like a ballroom, but people don't really point out the fact that she's incorporating those ballroom techniques into almost all of the choreography throughout the show. It's not just that part of the show. And then last but not least, it's so random, but Get Me Bodied. And the reason I say Get Me Bodied is because I don't listen to Coachella, to Homecoming Live almost all the time. And I don't listen to Get Me Bodied, and the intro of Get Me Bodied, I don't be in my car going off, right? So it was just that moment of like, oh my God, this sounds exactly the fucking same as it does in my car. Like, this is real life. That took me over the edge. But yeah, I honestly, the whole concert, I don't.
It was just so good. Everything. It was so good. I think a lot of one of the things that was really fun is everybody's anticipation for Blue, because we know that Blue is not at every single show. So it's also like, yo, y'all think Blue coming out? Because that was one of the things that we were discussing a lot in a section I was in. Like, we were all like, yo, y'all think she bringing out Blue? Like, I hope she... And then we were all like,
you're back school.
We were like, she has to. Like, this is the anniversary show and it's like Blue Ivy's home. Like, this is where Blue was born. Like, she has to bring out Blue. Like, but we still wasn't sure. We were like, you never know. Because I think another thing that has to be factored in is I think parts of why Blue isn't at every show, I think there might be like labor laws in different states. So I think it might be a child labor law issue why Blue doesn't come out for certain states. Because Blue's been out from the time Blue made her appearance. She's been out for just about every show. But she only brought out Blue did she bring Blue out in Europe? Yeah, right?
And she started in Paris. She didn't stop before that.
Yeah, she started in Paris, and then we were not sure if she would bring her out for the US leg. But I think the few shows that Blue hasn't done in the US, it might have been child labor law related. I could be wrong, but I feel like a lot of people were saying that might be the issue. So we were all like, can we say?
I said, either way, she killed it. Like,
Blue killed it. Blue knows she's a superstar. And Blue got some stands too. They're called the Ivy League.
The Ivy League.
The Ivy League.
And the clips don't do it justice, because the clips typically show when she first comes out until she does that initial like My Power choreography, and after that they'll cut off. Blue's choreography for Black Parade and the We Gon' Be All Right when she coming on the stage, she was killing that shit. Like,
she's so good. Some nights she dances in heels. Like, just think, right? Her and her mom are both, like, when her mom was her age, she was also training for superstardom, but she was training at a level where she wasn't on the world stage. She was just training for something that she knew would happen. In Blue Ivy's case, it's like she's training on the world stage. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is so friggin' dope. Like, and she literally, like, Matthew used to have Beyonce and them girls running on a treadmill and singing to build up their endurance. And Blue Ivy gets to actually be on the world stage to train for her. We say it's world domination. Blue Ivy's taking over the world.
Listen.
So she can, like,
and as soon as it happens, once it happens, I'm gonna be like, y'all bitches should have known she was coming. You should have known.
Yeah, I'm already prepared. Like, I'm mentally prepared to spend my ducats on Blue Ivy. Like,
I think the only other thing I will add is how much people put into their outfits for this tour. I have never seen anything quite like it. I know that it's not the first time that people have dressed in a certain like style to celebrate like the artist style or the album style or whatever when you go to a concert, but this was on another level in terms of people like putting that level of thought into their costuming. I was seeing people bring back out House of Darian jeans, bitch. And it was a range. It was a range. Like some people were in full house Darian outfits. Some people was in the silver and the reflective and like the shiny. Like it was it was so beautiful to see just on TikTok and in person too. Like how many people just like put thought into their outfits, into their makeup. What is the word that I'm looking for? It feels very like inner child, so like celebrating our inner child for a lot of people, especially millennials. Like we grew up with this artist. We playing dress up, but also like for so many, this was the first concert that people got to go see as adults, right? As adults who had purchased their own tickets, who had spent the money on their own outfits, who had like arranged day schedules. Like you didn't just beg your parents to buy you these tickets. Like you did this for yourself. So I think a lot of the joy that we're seeing is like that. Like this is something this is an experience I was able to create for myself, but it's also honoring my inner child who was also a Beyonce fan. Like
it was just a good show. It was so nice to see so many people come together. And it was just really dope. Like energy is real. Y'all know about to get hella woo-woo, but energy is real. And just that many people being in one space all for the love of Beyonce is like next level. Like everybody was just so happy to be there. Everybody was taking care of each other. It was just good. It was good vibes. Even the people working at the damn merch counter everybody was just so happy to be there, except for that bitch who was working at the motherfucking concession, right? This old lady who clearly hates her job and her life was just so rude, but we had a good time trolling her.
Screaming.
Sorry, I just had to get out because she was the only thing that was weird about that show, but other than that we had a good time.
All right, so in the spirit of that commentary, any least favorite parts of either the concert itself, the concert experience?
For me, it was when the sound went out. That was it. That sound going out was like very like, girl, what? That was probably the only time during my entire experience prepping for being a part of and post Renaissance where I had anxiety, because I was like, what if they don't resolve this and the show ends? That was the first time in that whole experience of Renaissance where I was like, what if I don't get to experience this? And it was early. It was during Alien Superstar.
Yeah, that is
it
early.
Was like, this is like, she just comes out to start Renaissance. Boom, she's doing Alien Superstar. They're doing the little robotic dance and she's singing. And the next thing you know, boom, she's still singing, but there's nothing coming out of her mouth. There's no music. The dancers are still dancing. Everybody's looking at each other like, holy fuck.
And that bitch just walked
She continues that little bar and she walks off the stage. And in that moment, my heart was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Damn.
And it was gone for like, what you said, like 10 minutes?
It was 10 minutes.
Why are the girlies on TikTok saying it was an hour?
It was 10 minutes.
It wasn't no damn hour. It was like 10 minutes. It felt like an hour.
Because it was that level of like fear of like, oh my God, what if we do all of this just for this show to end?
Yeah. So then she goes in the back and then they turned on the lights. And then we were all like, holy fuck. And then the lights went down. So we're like, okay, I guess we're good to go. And then she comes out in a new costume.
In a new fucking gagwe.
Them little wings. She came
them wings was cute. Them wings was the fuck cute.
It was like a heart.
Cute.
It was a heart. And then the point was like her corset. Yeah. When she went off, I had that same fear of like, oh my God, what is happening? Like,
what if it's over?
What if the show over?
What if they can't stop it?
And then it was a vibe killer too, because like, you performing Alien Superstar. It was like the show was finally peaking. And she hit Alien Superstar and everybody losing their shit. She just do her little bed routine. We telling her, go take a nap, bitch.
No, the bed routine. Can we?
Mine. So
we were all gagging going through the gigs.
Yeah. Next thing you know, the fucking song cut. But it felt honestly, and Daima, I don't know if you also felt like it was so loud up until that point. That in the back of my mind, I was like, they're gonna blow out the fucking speakers in this stadium. It was so uncomfortably loud.
Off. It really was.
So loud.
And it was better after that, like after the song.
It wasn't perfect after. It was still some moments where, because Daima, I remember you telling me that in some parts her vocals actually sounded a different pitch than how low she's typically singing now. Like it was a little weird. Don't get me wrong. Like the sound was probably the lowest point of the whole show of like, this could be better. But a part of it too is that the State Farm Stadium is a dome. And sometimes you have the sound so loud and it's reverberating off of like bouncing everywhere that shit could knock speakers out. And the audience was screaming. She even said herself, she come out and she said, sometimes you have an audience that's so loud that they don't knock the power out. We were like, bitch, get on the stage. Keep performing.
Fuck you.
Don't, girl, like, please.
But what if she really knows what she's talking about? She's been doing this for 25 years.
She said, sometimes the audience is so powerful and the charge is so much, it knocks the power out. We were like, Beyonce, please.
Shut the fuck up and get to work.
Go get on the stage right now. Because you had me scared. And then mind you, Cozy was the song that had me crying. So
I know Cozy is your shit.
Dehydrated tears on my face, and then boom, the fucking sound is out.
But can we talk about Cozy though? Like and Cozy is probably the most popular clip because she'll do that, and it like she'll be going out. So fully expecting it, but when she actually performs it, it is she sounds so fucking good on Cozy, like mind-blowingly good. Just
and then
the
even
vocals.
when she does that very like breathy, angelic way that she sings it, like and that's the thing that's really dope about any Beyonce show. Yes, that's the thing that's really like dope about Beyonce shows is because she always does she deviates from what's on the album. Like she'll sing the song, but she's gonna add her own little twist. She's gonna add some new little razzle dazzle, sprinkle. So it's just like fun. That's what makes Beyonce shows so fun. Is like that really artsy element. Her completely changing the way she sings the song. You remember there was a point where she kind of changed up the way she would sing the rant for Heated, where she was like. She completely changed the tempo of it, which was fun. It was like, girl,
she would be like, dimples on my hips, stretch marks on these tits. I was like, bitch, you are having the time of your fucking life right now.
Can we talk about the Heated Rant? Because y'all know the Heated Rant is my favorite part of the album altogether. Y'all know,
you know that's the part I was waiting for a month.
Yeah, y'all know. So remember when I remember last year when I was telling y'all like the song that really had me in a chokehold was Heated. Like I was fucking dyeing my weave, and she's doing this rant, and I'm listening like, oh, she is going off. So that's just hands down like my favorite part. So I was really like excited for the Heated Rant. But the Heated Rant is so fun in person.
You could tell she loves it. You could tell that's her favorite part of the show.
When the show first started over in Europe and she would do the Heated Rant, I feel like the first couple of shows, she was just standing there on the mic. Like the mic stand is there and she's not moving. Now this bitch is leaping from end to end.
She's galloping across the stage.
Running.
She's galloping across the stage. I'm like, oh, Beyonce, you're comfortable now.
And let me tell you, so what was fun was the people, everybody in my section had a big obnoxious fan. So I wish I had my fan with me, but that shit, every time you open that fan, there's red glitter everywhere. So my fan stays closed. But they have this thing they do where they just keep like flipping the fan open, just like letting it smack open. So that Heated Rant, we was doing the absolute fucking most, okay? Yeah. But one thing, when she said, watch my wrists go click, bitch, our wrists went click.
We were ready. Let me read out this tweet that I saw this morning from March 16th, 2018. This is a tweet from me.
Okay.
I said, I'm really excited for a new Beyonce album, but I'm also deathly nervous. How does one possibly go up from Lemonade? She's about to peel my wig back so far that my mother feeling it in her womb. I cannot take the fucking suspense. I knew this bitch was gonna.
You were onto something.
Because Lemonade was this just amazing body of work, right? She gave
Lemonade was her last.
It was 16.
The Lion King, The Gift came after. Because I'm like, wait, Lemonade was really the last time we got music?
It was her last, like her solo last album, right? Yeah. And then in 2018, at the time, she hadn't released, in March 2018, she hadn't released The Gift yet. And I don't think we had known what coming. So I was just like, how the fuck she gonna go up from here? And I was like, but knowing how she gonna go up from here. And just thinking about the fact that we record a episode on this album more than a year ago now. We're still talking about this album. We're now talking about the tour, and this bitch still ain't dropped no visuals. And her album been the number one topic of conversation in this motherfucking house for years. Like,
But also further to that, I mean, aside from the fact that she got us together and she said, "You are the visuals,
You are
baby."
the visuals.
But let's also forget, we still ain't on Act 2 yet. We still don't know what Act 2 is.
No.
That is actually what's gagging me the most, because
we still don't know what's
Act 1.
We're still in Act 1. Like what we gonna do? I think
how many acts will there be?
I know,
because everybody was like, "Is Act 2 the tour?" Yeah, she said it's a 3-act project. And some people were theorizing, like, is Act 3 the tour? Is Act 2 the tour and Act 3 visuals? But no, she's proven Act 1 is literally just Act 1. You're gonna get Act 2 when you get fucking Act 2. And it's like, is it a whole new album? Like, what is happening? I don't know, because remember before we were like, oh, maybe like one of the acts is gonna be like a Netflix special and the other act is gonna be the tour, or maybe one act is gonna be the visuals. That I think that the whole era of Renaissance gonna end and Act 2 gonna be a completely different project. At this point, that's the only thing there is to think. We're gonna get a whole different album with a whole different rollout for Act 2. based on that tweet alone. Yeah.
I just care for the vibes at this point.
Based on that tweet alone, I have accepted that this bitch gonna do what she fucking want, and she gonna gag me in ways that I least expect, because you could not have told me that this bitch would have had me holding a clock fan in a concert telling bitches, yes, when they voguing and shit. You could not have told me that 4 years ago.
Right.
Could not have told me.
Facts.
So Beyonce, you know what? Do your thing.
At this point, do what you want. We're not gonna say nothing. We're done.
I gonna be here. I walked this hard in my life to get this job that I have, to spend money on Beyonce tickets. That show is a production, and for anybody who hasn't gone to see that show, and I'm speaking to Hive, I'm speaking to Beyonce fans, because Hive is one thing, Beyonce fans is the next thing, and people who just enjoy Beyonce from a distance. Even if you think you just won't be into her music, go to the show just to see how mind fucking blowing of a production this is. Like,
yes,
it's not even about knowing the lyrics. It's not about, like, it's a production from the visuals to the costuming to the choreography to the setup of the stage itself. Like, it is a fucking party from beginning to end, and it was absolutely worth the money that everybody spent on this show. Like, absolutely,
it was worth every dollar. Quick question: Did we get any questions in the content that you made? Because I know you said you was gonna post, like, to see if anybody had it. Oh, no worries. I went live on my Instagram earlier, and one of my followers asked what the concert venue smelled like, and I promised that I would answer on the episode. And I was like, interesting, that's the most random question, but she's an earth sign. She's a Taurus. Is she a Taurus? I don't remember. I know she's an earth sign, but it makes sense that she wants to know that, because there are some people who are so in the moment that they want to know what the place smelled like. So to the best of my ability here is what meant like. I know. I was like,
because I can tell you what our concert smelled like.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, the concert venue smelled like a combination of, shout out to our fourth co-host, the ice cream truck. Okay, so the concert venue smelled like a combination of exhaust from public transportation, because the train for us, we took an Uber there, but the train that gets us to the main station was literally right outside the concert venue. And also, my city was one of the cities where Beyonce spent a couple extra bands for us to be able to commute late at night. I found that out after I already paid for my train ticket to get home, and then the fucking dudes never came and looked for my ticket. But anyway, I digress. So it smelled like a combination of exhaust from the public transportation. It smelled like fried food from the concession stand. It smelled like wine and different spirits because everybody was drinking, right? But it also smelled like some motherfucking weed, because it has some motherfuckers smoking in that venue.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I smell like.
I always smell like fried food. Yeah. In the words of Beyonce, somebody blowing in the house.
Somebody,
you know how to clip
blowing.
Like,
it's somebody blowing in the house. Yep. It was people blowing in my house, honey.
Listen.
The venue smelled like weed.
Straight weed.
Not the whole time, but there was a point in the show where the girlies got relaxed, honey, and they were smoking their weed.
Especially when we had that sound issue and she went backstage, motherfuckers were like, all right, they're gonna spark up and wait for Beyonce to come back.
Yeah.
It was loud. Listen, it has smelled like weed, and I was mostly smelling diamond because diamond smell good. Like, it was weed, diamond. That's
She thought we had diamond. I'm
we done
dead.
diamond. That's what I was smelling the entire time. Okay.
That's so.
And let me tell you something.
Because
I am
I'm like,
5'2". I am 5'2" and diamond. How tall you be?
5'10".
5'2" and 5'10". So with me, and
Right up in
diamond.
her titties. Yeah,
I was all up in diamond shit. Okay.
Y'all
That
know
is
to take my titties on this podcast, baby.
All that to say, had an amazing time. I think this was the perfect way to end the season because, of course, it's Beyonce, duh. And yeah, we did something for ourselves to feel good up, and this was an amazing good up experience. But you know, before we wrap up, I mean, this is the last episode of the season, so we gotta like wrap up. Are we done? Jam fucking done. Okay,
this was a good season.
It was a good ass season.
Even just
a good ass season.
Everything about it. Obviously, our guests, A1, top tier, baddest bitches. Obviously, the guys too. When I say baddest bitches, I mean everybody. But the season was phenomenal. The guests were amazing. The topics were chef's kiss. My co-host, the baddest there ever was.
My co-host is the baddest bitch ever. They were here being store manager, launching our product line. Like,
y'all see how I'm watching IO?
Yes.
What happened?
This hiatus better not take too long.
Listen,
when I said blows, I will personally fly to each of y'all cities and fuck y'all up. We're not doing that long ass hiatus again.
We're not going to do it again. You know what I'm going to say, and I want you to do the same here, Jeaiza. I'm at a much different point in my life between now and the last hiatus. Am I taking on another management role? Yes. Is it going to take as much out of me as it took out of me the last time? No. But I'm also managing our good up shop.
Yeah, we launched our shop.
Store. We launched a store.
We launched our store this season. Like
this is the first sticker that I had within reach, but you know, I've been
I get mine.
You got yours? Because my water bottle.
I get my favorite one next to me too.
But let us know. But
we launched our store. We're very proud of that. Thank you to those of you who have purchased stickers so far. We have another set coming. We have more products coming. First of all, in the store, Deidre is on top of all of that. She's the Beyonce of the shop, okay? And then she gonna fuck. We definitely have another exciting season coming. We're already planning that season. We're already planning episodes, already outlining shit. So just know, Diamond, yes, the break will not be as long as it was this last time. We're in a much better place.
Can I just tell y'all, we have so many exciting things in store for y'all. If you are a patron, make sure your email notifications are on. If you're not a patron, go to our website and sign up for email notifications. Let me tell you how the girlies who are signed up for email notifications, the minute the shop opened, they placed their orders. Okay.
Can we talk about how we have a website, like a fully functional website? We have a blog. We have a book club, bitch. We launched a book club. Shout out to the Rich Bitch Reading Society.
Hey, listen, it's fire. We got some fire stuff coming.
We do. It's gonna be amazing. So thank you to all of our listeners for supporting us this season, for being so excited when we came back, and I know you're gonna be even more excited for our 10th season next season. And I love the number 10 for some reason. We'll talk about that later. But shout out to our patrons. We gained more than 10 new patrons this season. We have a bunch of new patrons. Shout out to Ayo. Shout out to our season sponsor, Empath Psychological Services. We literally could not do this without you. First of all, for you to come back this season and to have been so happy with our performance last season and just decide, fuck it, we'll do it again. I'm so excited for that. So thank you to Empath for being our first season sponsor and second season in a row that you've supported us. So we appreciate you. And yeah, I know where to find us on social media at GoodUpPod. We will still be active on socials throughout our break, but we need to go take a break. Okay, give us a couple weeks. I know I was talking shit last season and I said give us a couple weeks and it turned into a couple months, but I promise we'll be back. But this time it's
just a couple weeks. We will be back. You know, the boss and CEO is going back to school. He's going to 4th grade. So I need to be present for that. You know, I need to be the fucking assistant that I am and escort him to school. So we got things to do, but we're coming back. It's only gonna be a couple weeks. We love y'all.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Diamond, for jumping on for this episode and all the other season. We love you, bud. And yeah, Deidre, for the final time this season, tell these bitches bye. This season of the Good Up Podcast is sponsored by Empath Psychological Services. The Good Up Podcast is Black woman hosted and produced by Deidre Ritter and Jeaiza Ivory. Find us on all social media platforms at Good Up Pod. Tag us using the hashtag Good Up Tuesday and join the VIP section over on Patreon for exclusive bonus content at patreon.com/gooduppodcast.